Here's a fact about Dandadan. Nah, I'm just fucking with you. Here's a fact about Dandadan. Dandadan is a manga-turned-anime created by Jon Dodon. It follows nickname havers, Okuran, and Momo, and a bunch of other dweebs fighting different types of cryptids and aliens. Sometimes these dweebs can take advantage of these creatures' abilities, such as Okuran, who can use the powers of Turbo Granny to Oka-run. But here's the cool thing about all these creatures. They're all based off of something. Some of them are very obvious, while others are particularly obscure, so today, we're going to be going over every creature and discussing its origins. Now, unfortunately, I kind of lied with that thumbnail a few seconds ago. This isn't every Dandadan monster because it's still an ongoing series, but I promise to make a continuation someday. We're analyzing the monsters up until chapter 120. For anime watchers, the anime is currently only up to chapter 30-something, so give it like 2 or 3 more seasons and we'll be all caught up. There's also a section later in the story with a bunch of different creatures, like a fuck ton. I'll be skipping all of those except for the ones that were previously established or directly named, because if I didn't do that, half of this video would be just that arc. Let us begin. Creature 1, Ken Takakura. The series starts with one of our main characters breaking up with her boyfriend. Later she states that she wants a partner like Ken Takakura. But who is Ken Takakura? Well, he is a Japanese actor well known for his roles in Mr. Baseball and, I cannot read the rest of these titles, but this guy is a very well-known, award-winning actor in Japan. Creature 2, Turbo Granny. Turbo Granny is the most important creature in Dandadan. Granny lives in a tunnel and chases anyone who makes the foolish mistake of using it and steals their balls. Granny is based off of the old myth of The Flash, a man who can run super fast. Of course, this version is a grandma because The Flash is owned by DC, so Jon Dodon made a grandma instead because he thought it was funny. Oh, actually, reading into this further, turns out she's actually inspired by Reverse Flash specifically. This doesn't change anything, but those facts about deniers will be annoying the shit out of me if I didn't state that. Creature number 3, the Serpos. The Serpos, believe it or not, are actually real. They're just wearing better disguises. But if you look, you can still tell. Massive head, lanky body, bland clothing. But the worst part is, they could be anywhere. Your boss, your friend, your lover. It could be you. It could be me. It could even be... I was making a reference, but in the source material, the guy saying it gets cut off. If you think a loved one is a Serpo, you know what you need to do. Creature 04, Flatwoods Monster. The Flatwoods Monster is based off of sumo wrestling, the well-known Japanese sport where 2 fat guys push each other around until one of them falls off the stage. You may not know sumo, but you may know some things that inspired, like E-Honda, Honda Cars, and Super Sumo Brothers. Creature 5, Bound Spirits, specifically the crab. The crab-bound spirit is based off of Tamatoa from Moana. Funny, huh? Nah, but this crab is actually based on famous ancient Japanese battles where sometimes giant enemy crabs will intrude during war and ancient Japanese warriors would fight back against these crabs. For more information, check out the game Genji Days of the Blade. Creature 6, Acrosilky. Acrosilky is a cryptid with the ability to manipulate your hair to extreme extremes. This is a very obvious reference to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure's very own Yukigo Yamagishi, who has the same ability to manipulate her hair. Nothing else to say here except wow, the Japanese manga takes inspiration from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Wow! Creature 7, Mantis Shrimp. Mantis Shrimp is based off the classic sport of boxing. For those unaware, it involves mercilessly beating your opponent into a pulp, but you can get gloves for that kinda cushion the blow, so it's alright. No idea why they called him a mantis shrimp though. He's not a mantis or a shrimp. Creature 8, the Loch Ness Monster. The Loch Ness Monster, also known as Nessie, is a mythical creature in Scottish folklore that is said to inhabit Loch Ness in the Scottish Highlands. It is often described as a large, long-necked, and with one or more humps protruding from the water. Popular interest and belief in the creature has varied since it was brought to the worldwide attention in 1933. Evidence of its existence is anecdotal, with a number of disputed photographs and sonar readings. The scientific community explains alleged sightings of the Loch Ness Monster as hoaxes, wishful thinking, and the misidentification of mundane objects. The pseudoscience and subculture of cryptozoology has placed particular emphasis on the creature. Creature 9. Running an anatomical model. This is a very weird and specific one, but this running model is based off of the character Monokuma from the No, not that Monokuma. I'm talking about the beta design. Now, this is a very weird thing to pull from, but hey, I didn't make a very successful comic, so what do I know? Creature 10. The Keto family. Landlords are people who own pieces of real estate that they rent out to tenants. Similarly to the Serpos, they live among us, and they can blend in perfectly well with the rest of us. If you believe your loved one to be a landlord, you know what to do. If you yourself are a landlord, ignore the previous instructions and hear me out. You probably have a lot of money, more than what you know what to do with. And I happen to be strapped for cash, so if you like the video, maybe you could support using insert methods of monetization here. Creature 11. The Great Serpent. The Great Serpent is a giant fucking snake. Or that's what the Keto family wants you to think. What if I told you it's actually an even bigger worm? Because the Great Serpent is based off of the sandworm from Dune. Not that Dune. Does anyone else's editor have this weird problem where they can't identify what version of Dune you're talking about? The novel, you Nimrod! Alright, anyway, where was I? The sandworms are a constant threat throughout the dunes, being able to eat whatever it detects. Creature 12. The Evil Eye. The Telltale Heart is a short story by Edgar Allan Poe about some bum who gets so annoyed about his roommate's eye that he just straight up kills him. But what if the guy with the evil eye was a child who got sacrificed by a bunch of landlords and became a spirit? I have no idea how John Dodon came up with that twist on the classic story, but hey, it works. Creature 13. Bro Monkey. So this is a weird case because this ape isn't part of the main story. You see, sometimes there are silly little chapters disconnected from the main story. Most of the time it's the characters going on silly adventures, but only one has an actual creature appear. I don't know the bro's name, but he looks like a monkey and calls people bro, so I'm calling him Bro Monkey. Bro Monkey is based off of this picture of a smoking monkey I found off of the internet. Hell yeah. Creature 14. Subterraneans. After defeating the sandworm, one of the Ketos on the run swears revenge on Momo Ayase and decides to shed her skin to reveal her true form, that of which is an evil and fucked up version of the pea shooter from Plants vs. Zombies. Just a single glance into John Dodon's mind could make anyone go insane. Creature 15. Tulpas. All of these bobblehead ghouls are based on Renaissance-era musicians such as Beethoven and... I actually don't know who any of these are. I could look into it, but I have 15 more of these suckers to get through. If you actually cared, you probably already know who they are. Creature 16. Ludris. Ludris is an alien who has created the technology known as nanoskin, which lets the wielder change it into whatever he or she desires. With Ludris' very blocky design, this is a very obvious reference to Minecraft, the hit game that lets you make whatever you desire, or whatever gets you the best resources. Creature 17. The Kaiju. Kaiju are very well-known beasts in pop culture, from the airborne Mothra to the airplane-swatting King Kong, but this kaiju is modeled by one specific monster, perhaps the most famous one of them all, and his name is... Reptar, the cereal mascot from the Rugrats. The most famous kaiju of all... I'm gonna stop before I get copyright struck. Creature 18. Famola. Okay, come on. This is just a white woman with an alien antenna drawn on. You ain't slick, John Dodon. Creature 19. Reiko Kashima. She is also referred to as a slit-mouthed woman. You know who else has a slit mouth? You're right. Reiko Machinima is based off of Jeff the Killer, famous creepypasta and internet historian's greatest nightmare. The mirror which lets Jane put anyone into the pocket dimension is a reference to Ben Drowned. Alright everyone, so we're starting what I like to call the fuck ton of aliens arc. This involves a bunch of aliens suddenly ambushing our heroes. Most of these aren't as developed as much as the other creatures, most don't even have names, so I'm just gonna make funny haha joke names based on my gut instinct and then explain where they actually came from. Creature 20. The Chameleon. Now, it would be really funny to say that this is based off the actual animal, but it's actually based off of the disturbing ants shown in the Bug's Life knockoff, An Ant's Life. All facts aside, this movie is fucking terrifying. I feel bad for anyone who watched this as a kid. Creature 21. Chozo. While this guy isn't based off of Metroid's Chozo, actually looking at a Chozo, I have no idea why this was the first thing that came into my head. This guy's actually based off of another video game alien, Mass Effect's The Krogans. The resemblance is uncanny. Creature 22, Praying Mantis. This is just a praying mantis. Similar to the chameleon, it's actually based off the version from an ant's life. Props to John Dodon for improving his work by actually giving us a mantis instead of whatever mantis shrimp is supposed to be. Creature 23, Xenomorph Drone. This is based off of a scrapped concept for Alien 3, where a facehugger would have latched onto a drone and causing Xenomorph Drone. Oh, don't give me that, it's Alien 3, of course they do something stupid like this. Creature 24, Evil Tron. Kingdom Hearts, one of the most popular game franchises ever, is probably something you never expected to be referenced in Don Dodon, but this guy is based off of the constant threat to Ventus throughout Birth by Sleep, Xemnas. Creature 25, Metal Gear. Steel Battalion was an Xbox game that forego the standard controller for the Kinect. In the sequel, the original had this fuck-ass bulky machine for controlling, it's a pain in the ass for game preservation. Wait, sorry, where was I? Titular Steel Battalion, that inspired this probably. Creature 26, Monster Fucker Paradise. Pass. Creature 27, Military-Grade Iron Golem. This guy is based off of the Daleks from Doctor Who, the most iconic villains from the show, a race of squids inside robot shells who decided to exterminate anything different from them. Creature 28, Critter Sniper. Snipers are a special type of soldier that use very precise guns and camouflage to war their way to victory. They are also very good at stalking people as well. John Dodon decided to subvert this by having the snipers shoot massive fucking laser beams. Creature 29, Cthulhu Squid. This is also based off of the actually, hold on, I don't want to repeat myself. Squidward. Creature 30, Serpo Clones. The Serpo Clones are based off of Nicolas Cage. Let me explain. In 2023, a movie called Dream Scenario was released. This film starred Nicolas Cage as a guy who would appear in random people's dreams, and he has to figure out why. Creature 31, Spaceman Othello. While Momo is trying to un-Nicolas Cage the Serpos, an alien stuck to the ceiling is re-caging them. This guy is a twisted and fucked up version of Gumby. Just a single glance into John Dodon's mind would make anyone go insane. Creature 32, Big Mama. Big Mama is based off of your mother! Nah, I'm only kidding. Let me read what its actual origin is. Oh god, holy shit! What the fuck is wrong with John Dodon? Creature 33, Count Saint Germain. I don't know, this is just another white guy. That's just fucking Griffith Berserk. Wow, this was a wild ride going through this manga that I didn't read. Wait, no, shit, no, I totally read it. If you like the video, ignore what I said, and subscribe to the Litter channel. Next episode, we will be talking about how Aus MD invented gay people.